For 40 years after the Napoleonic Wars, a system called the Concert of Europe maintained a tenuous peace across the continent. The ambitions of rival empires remained locked into place, prevented from grinding into a general conflict. But the system relied on the survival of the Ottoman Empire, which by the 1850s was in a state of terminal decline. Tsar Nicholas I of Russia famously diagnosed the empire as the sick man of Europe. As the Sultan's power weakened, neighboring powers watched its borders with a mixture of terror and greed, waiting to see who would absorb its territories in the Middle East and the Balkans. Preserving the Ottoman state became the only buffer left between the continent and a violent, uninhibited scramble for territory. In 1852, Emperor Napoleon III looked to the east to solve a problem at home. He needed a surge of domestic prestige to secure the support of the Catholic Church in France. He aggressively pressured the Sultan to grant Roman Catholics the keys to the main door of the Church of the Nativity, overriding centuries of tradition. This minor concession deeply humiliated Tsar Nicholas I, the self-appointed guardian of the Orthodox faith. A localized quarrel over church keys had inadvertently awakened two of the world's largest imperial giants. In early 1853, the Tsar dispatched a mission to Constantinople, carrying the Menshikov ultimatum. Russia demanded a formal protectorate over the 12 million Orthodox Christians living inside the Ottoman Empire. This would effectively grant the Tsar legal authority over a third of the Sultan's population, stripping away his sovereignty. On the advice of the British, who feared a total Russian takeover of the East, the Sultan lit her hand. Nicholas retaliated in July 1853 by deploying his army to occupy the Danubian principalities. He called the invasion a material guarantee to force the Sultan into submission. The conflict had moved beyond religious posturing into a physical, aggressive territorial occupation. Panicked by the prospect of a general war, the neutral great powers drafted the Vienna Note in August. They used vague language, hoping both sides could sign it to save face and end the standoff. The plan collapsed when an internal memo from the Russian foreign minister, Karl Nesselrode, leaked to the public. The memo revealed that Russia only accepted the Vienna Note because its loopholes would still allow the Tsar to control the Sultan's subjects and destroy Ottoman independence. With the final diplomatic off-ramp completely destroyed, an outraged Ottoman Empire officially declared war on Russia in October 1853. The Concert of Europe had permanently collapsed, as the treaties of the past proved useless against the expansionist ambitions of the present. The timeline reached a point of no return on November 30, 1853, at the Black Sea port of Sinag. A Russian naval squadron cornered a wooden Ottoman fleet, achieving total annihilation. Revolutionary shell-firing guns set the wooden hulls into a violent, unstoppable inferno. Nearly 3,000 Turkish sailors were killed in the slaughter, a terrifying demonstration of military technology. Sinope was more than a victory. It signaled Russia intended to achieve total mastery of the Black Sea and the Mediterranean through force. A media frenzy followed. British and French newspapers branded the event the Massacre of Sinope, driving a massive public outcry for war. Lord Palmerston and the political warhawks capitalized on this fever, using the public's rage to push for immediate intervention. Britain feared that unchecked Russian naval power would allow the Tsar to capture Constantinople and threaten the vital trade routes to India. In March 1854, the Western powers finally crossed the threshold and officially declared war on Russia. Russia's attempt to strip 12 million citizens from Ottoman sovereignty triggered the Crimean War, forcing a bloody, years-long intervention to preserve Western global supremacy.